has been there for some good time. Actually, it's been there for about 135 years. Hi guys, and welcome to another video by Maintaining Careers. My name is Adam and I'm a CFA charter holder, and today we're going to be discussing a very important topic on CPA, which is Certified Public Accountant. It's a designation which comes from the US, has been there for some good time. Actually, it's been there for about 135 years, and we're going to get right cracking to it and discussing, reviewing the various aspects of the qualification in terms of salary, in terms of relevance, in terms of opportunities. So let's get right to it. So this is how we're going to be discussing the entire discussion on CPA. So we're going to start with the credibility, or how valuable really is this qualification. Second is what we're going to discuss is CPA's salary in India. How does it fare against CA, and how is the entire salary progression across years. Then we discuss on the various salary across roles, because not everyone gets into auditing. So there are multiple other roles which are. So that's what we're going to discuss next. After that, I'm just going to touch up on how difficult really is the exam, and what is the unique difficulty that we're talking about in terms of CPA. And then finally, I give a recommendation on who should do this course, and who is it recommended for to completely benefit out of this qualification. So let's get started with the first topic, which is on its valuableness. Okay, so how valuable is CPA? So what I did is I looked at some of the statistics in terms of the number of members overall. Okay, and if you look at CPA, it's got about 6 lakh members, or 0.6 million members. Now CPA, since it's obviously offered across the globe, right? What I did is I tried to create a base figure, which is their respective population of the country, and compared their members. Okay? Now you will see that what exactly happens is, in terms of its proportionate to population, CPA, ACCA, and CA more or less are in the same level of its credibility or popularity in that sense. Okay? Of course, apart from CPA Australia, which is for some reason it is at 0.64% of the total population. Right? So that is not really giving us any data, apart from the fact that CPA is slightly more popular in Australia compared to the other qualifications in the respective countries. But let's look at how old these qualifications are. So of course, CPA Australia and CPA US are more or less at the same vintage level. So they both are 135 and 136 years old. And that's the reason why it's pretty popular in their respective countries. In fact, even when you're migrating to such countries, it might be helpful. Followed by, of course, ACCA, which is about 118 years old. And CA, which is 73, started in 1949. Right? So all the qualification overall in terms of their membership and even in terms of their vintage, of course, are popular, except the fact that all of the qualification are statutory qualification, which means they have some signing authority, they have some licensing, except ACCA. Okay, so the question of credibility is out of the way. Yes, CPA is credible. In fact, it is one of the most credible qualifications in the country. Right? Now let's look at the experience and the salary level that I was talking about. Okay, so what I did is, so that you understand how credible CPA is, I tried to compare it with CA. Okay, side by side. So the good part, and this is not just to show you because I don't teach CPA, so I've been reviewing these various qualifications from a very neutral angle, and you can see that CPA and CA entry level salaries are pretty comparable. Okay, if you go to 1 to 4 years of experience, of course CA is slightly higher, in 5 to 9 also slightly higher, but go in 10 to 19 years experience category and it evens out. Right? So mostly the salaries will even out and they will be very similar. But the good part is, the interesting part is that it is only the only qualification available in accounting which actually comes so close to CA. Right? So if you have been late for the CA preparation, right? Ideally, people would start the CA preparation right after 12th. So if you've been late into this might be a good rebirth, or you can say you could be born again into accounting again if you are able to complete the CPA program and get right to the accounting career again. Right? So that's the salary in India discussion. Now let's take it to in terms of how does the salary fare against different roles. So the interesting part is compared to CA, CPA salaries are higher in auditing. Now that could be explained specifically because CPA generally will work for the US companies or MNCs. Now MNCs for auditing will pay higher, and that's the reason why the salaries are slightly higher compared to CA in terms of auditing. But uh, also one more advantage of CPA is that you can get into roles which are not even related to audit. For example, you can see financial analysis, which is also called as FP&A. So FP&A roles are pretty popular with CPA. So very wide variety of roles are available if you do CPA, not just in core accounting, right? So let's go to the next part in terms of its difficulty. Now, of course, every qualification which is credible is difficult, and CPA is not different. Out of There are only 4 subjects in CPA, right? So you've got your auditing, you've got your financial reporting, you've got your DEC, and you've got your regulation, right? Out of this, financial reporting is the most difficult as claimed by candidates, and also the data proves that 48%, right? Now, in terms of the real exam difficulty, of course, it is very comparable to CA. All the more because CA might be difficult because you have to complete so many articleships and you have to go through the group wise giving exam structure. But there is another unique difficulty of CPA which keeps it very different from other qualifications. The fact that you have to complete all the exam in 18 months. So you do not qualify for the CPA designation unless and until you have completed all these 4 subjects within 18 months, right? So that makes things a little difficult. And although you might say that okay, there are only 4 subjects, but trust me, the depth of these subjects are pretty difficult. So it might appear that okay, this is just one subject. Plus, the questions which are asked are not just one type of questions. There are simulation, there are essays, there are MCQ. So it all the more makes it more difficult to clear. Okay, so a unique preparation and a set preparation has to be done in case you want to clear the exam. So what's my recommendation? So I would highly recommend this for postgraduates and chartered accountants. Chartered accountants specifically because you could just get the more get the added on benefit of getting into these MNCs wherein you could work in terms of auditing roles. Also, it would be cherry on pie because you already have CA, you had CPA, then you have lots of more opportunities to go, right? So CA and postgrad specifically because they might be late. First of all you qualify for the CPA exam directly because you need 150 credits which you already have, and plus you might if your MBA grad has not been very credible, so the CPA can actually make it very credible, right? So these are my 4 points. Some people who are trying to probably immigrate into US, Canada, CPA can help big time because it's a very credible qualifications, and any skilled employee is obviously welcome in countries like this, right? Diversified roles, which I've already spoken about, and a very good salary progression, very similar to CA. So overall, I think the course is fantastic, and this would be my final recommendation. This was a short video on CPA. I hope you liked the video. Please do not forget to subscribe to the channel, and I will come up with such reviews again next week